What is going on, YouTube? Zero Relied here, back again with a new video, episode 38 of the Disco Era USS Enterprise tutorial. Just want to thank you very much for tuning in to today's episode. And if you haven't, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, helping me in supporting the channel. I definitely appreciate that. And today we got a lot of cool stuff to work on. We're going to be focusing on our interior for our shuttle bay. And not a super long video today, but about 25 minutes, so still a respectable runtime. So we're going to be getting a good amount of work done in this episode. And you can see I've got a picture up. Now, there is, from what I know about the Disco Era Enterprise, there is not any shots of the shuttle bay yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to use what we have in this case. So I went ahead and I went on Google and I did a search for the TOS Enterprise shuttle bay, which I believe is what we're looking at right now. And then I also searched for the refitted Constitution class Enterprise shuttle bay, because the shuttle bay on the refit is pretty much the same. I mean, aside from a paint job and like one or two variations of it, little tiny things here and there inside of it, but as far as like the main structure for it, they really didn't change it. Um, so we're going to go ahead and jump right in, and for this portion I'm going to keep the picture up for a good while, to try to get my reference right. Um, Now again, we still have to work on the exterior of the shuttle bay entrance a little bit, but we won't be getting that into that just yet. We can start working on the interior now, um, and the entrance of the shuttle bay isn't going to hinder us in any way. So kind of right now, I'm just kind of like getting a guideline for where I'm envisioning our shuttle bay door is going to go. It might end up having to move a little bit further back, especially after we adjust the exterior portion of it, going like around here. But for right now, we're basically just trying to gauge how big our shuttle bay is going to be, is kind of what I'm getting at. And looking at this picture here, the shuttle bay is not super huge. Um, as we get through the episode, I'm going to pull up a couple other pictures of the shuttle bay. I think it was from Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, where they show the shuttle bays in there. I think that that shuttle bay, like, it can maybe fit 2 to 4 shuttles in it max. And it looks like, you know, it has doors where like you can move in. There might be more behind it. Who knows? But not a super big shuttle bay regardless. So I'm going to be getting rid of the access a little bit here on the sides, because we're going to have to extend out a little bit further than when I was originally planning. But that's okay, because that's just how this is going to go. We're going to have to put stuff down and just see how it looks and adjust it as we go. And I'm just going to bring it a little bit further back. You don't want to go too far, because again, the shuttle bay isn't super huge, you know. And we can cover the stone, but we need that yellow. And now we're going to switch to the quartz. We're going to do a line. I'm thinking that's where our back wall is going to be. I'm not sure that we're going to have to go back much further than that, if at all. I'm grabbing red, because basically what I'm making right here is entryway into the shuttle bay. Because that's definitely important. That's probably one of the first things you want to put down here. So, because you want to know where obviously your hallway is going to be, so this way you can start plotting everything out, you know. All right, looking good. I'm going to bring it a little bit further back, just in case. So we have a lot of room to work with on the interior. We don't want to take up this whole back now because we still need to be able to fit our engineering room, at least one of the decks, and then also the deflector control room. So definitely 3 major rooms on this deck, and some of those rooms take up several decks. The deflector control literally takes up the entire front of the ship, and then engineering takes at least 2 to 3 decks, I think. Might even maybe be 4 decks total. I need to grab the sea lantern again. I'm just gonna put over that pink, so I'm not using that right now. All right, so we have our new guideline where we're gonna put our hallway door. Let's make our archway again. And now we switch to white concrete. We're just gonna make a line going all the way around this archway. We're literally building this right here. Now I'm kind of trying to get a gauge for where the doors are gonna go. We're gonna move this back and adjust it a little bit. This is just kind of a stand-in filler for now. Just wanted to get an idea, get something put down, see how much room I'm gonna have to work with up here too, because that's something I want to be able to convey here in my ship. Is I want these doors on each side of our corridor, and then above it, you gotta have the room where Scotty works. Has to have it. I'm just kind of trying to make this gray line here right above it. It looks all right. Doesn't look like much now, but you know, we just got to break this up piece by piece. And by the time we're done, this thing is going to look pretty good. Obviously, we're going to have to change the color of the floor on the inside of the shuttle bay, I think. Because basically what I'm trying to decide right now is looking at the picture, it goes straight back. And if you look at this at my walls, there's a curve. So what I tried to do first was see if I could shave off this extra axis, but I need that there because if I delete that, then I'm you know, going right back out into open. So basically the easiest thing to do in this case is just to add another layer on here to be flush with the front. Um, so basically we're just going to go with the cut and continue these blocks all the way down until we get to the wall that we just made. And we're going to do this on both sides. So this way it blends in that cut, so now it'll better match the picture. We got one more on this side, and then we got to do the right side. Or actually the left side, I should say. Another reason too for doing this is that um, there's these cuts going on the sides. We're gonna have to come back and um, shave out that, to get that detail in there. We wouldn't have been able to do that unless we added in this extra layer. All right, 2 more rows. All right, 1 more. We're just gonna go back this way. All right, boom, done. See, that looks so much better. Way closer to the picture. Now we're starting to cook with peanut oil. We're definitely rocking and rolling here. So I'm gonna fill this in, I think. We'll just do a next line going straight down. And we'll fill this in all the way back. And now let's do the left side. You can see I've got a couple of different pictures here of the interior. Um, Another picture, yeah, see, and this is where I was talking about here. Was from the Final Frontier. So looking at this is a great picture to give you scale of how big the shuttle bay is. It's not super big. Like I said, you could probably fit 4 shuttles in here and have them room to walk around. I think everybody would probably agree with that. So that's pretty much the scale that we're going for. Not trying to build a super huge ship, trying to keep it within a realistic size. But eventually we're going to be going in, adding in these cuts in the side, like I was saying, and then we're going to have to make Scotty's room up here where he works. So we still got some stuff to do. Another source I used for the interior was the Polar Lights Constitution class refit model, which was very, very accurate. Um, I used that for my terrarium. I uh, used some of that, and then also concept art for the officers lounge on my constitution, on the original constitution that I did. So I mean, definitely there was a lot of detail in that ship. Don't know if we're going to use a lot of it for the Discovery. So far, the only thing I've used from it so far was just kind of loosely looked at it to do the shuttle bay. But the 2 pictures I just showed you guys in the beginning of the episode, and then one we just saw a second ago, were the main 2 sources that I used so far. You can see I'm starting to work out my cuts in the side, and then we're also trying to get an idea of Scotty's room up top. Because want enough headroom, that's important. You don't want to build that floor up there where it's just coming right up to your head. So you want a little bit of room above, so we're going to have to bring that line down a little bit. So I think that's a good indicator right there where his room is going to go. This little hole that we just cut out. Now we're going to do the same thing on the right side. 3, 4, and 5. And then we'll bring it down to the curve, going at an angle. And let's do the same thing on the other side. We can take out a row on the inside. Don't want to delete any of the gray that we just placed down. We're going to have to fix a box behind that because From what we're taking out behind here, it should just be flat. All right, and I think we're just going to skip one. Oh, no, we won't. We'll do a straight line in the bottom. Yeah, and that works better. We'll do 3 across the bottom, and then we'll start that pattern over again. So we're just going to repeat the same process again, continue that on. So there's only 2 of them. One, two, three, 4, and 5. Ooh, so that's going to be an issue. So I might have to make it slightly smaller, because I don't want that dark gray block sticking out like that, because it'll stick out like a sore thumb. All right, so we didn't go back. We have to, basically what we got to do is just add another layer, because it gets thin when we get towards the back here. So that's basically the solution. What we're going to have to do here is just add another layer, I think. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll just add another layer. That's the easiest thing to do here. Won't mess anything up. Still have plenty of room to work with. Definitely add one more layer. It's not going to mess up our design in any way, and we still have plenty of room to work with. Hmm. All right, let's fill in this extra row that we have to add in. Definitely getting much closer to the picture. Definitely has that curve there, it's definitely starting to come together. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I thought that the Shuttlebay for the 2009 Enterprise wasn't horrible. It was just too darn big. I mean, it kind of makes sense, the amount of people they have on the ship. But I kind of feel like there's something There's something about the original Enterprise, the size of it and everything. It just felt, a little bit better. Because again, this thing, the interior of it pretty much was heavily designed. The original one was based off of a submarine. So all of it was very compact, wasn't very huge on the inside anywhere really. All right, so now we're going to start our entrance struts on the side. Just going at an angle with a cut. I don't know if that's going to stay like that though. Easiest thing to do in this case, when in doubt, just do a straight line. Can't go wrong with that. And I've done it before on the Enterprise and it doesn't look bad. As you look here, that's pretty much what's going on in the picture. Do one more there and right here. Perfect. Because that entryway will work even once we shave off the sides here on the outside of the shuttle bay. So I said that we had to change the outside of it. That's literally all we have to work on, is just the outside corners of it. We just got to shave it back a little bit with the second dark gray line here, and then it'll be pretty spot on to what the actual ship is. All right, so let's add in a layer of the white concrete now, maybe. Just see how it looks. See, that looks good. Only problem with that maybe is the color. Might need to switch that to the darker gray, just so it doesn't blend in with the regular hull so much. I don't know. But the design of it, I mean, that's pretty good right there. That's about as close as you're going to get. I mean, you can spend more time working on it, but I mean, that's pretty much going to do the job. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to switch this to the darker gray. Should have did that to begin with, but hey, sometimes you just got to look at it. But I think the darker gray will make that pop just a little bit more. Or once we get across the strip, then we just got the left side to do. And we're rocking, man. I mean, we've only got about 3 minutes left, so we're definitely shooting right through this episode. Um, Hard to believe we're already on episode 38, but still have a lot to cover. As you can see, we're just now getting into our interior, but this is again what took so long to kind of get this going, because it was going to be a ton of work. But you know what? It's not a bad thing, because now that I've done these tutorials, I've got a much better sense of how they're going to go, and to try maybe a couple of new things, how to do them a little bit better. But the point is, I'm going to be doing a lot more of them. As I've been talking about in the past, I got the board cube out as I was doing this. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot more stuff to come for sure. Because I've actually really been enjoying doing this tutorial series. And like I was saying, I don't know if the next episode, the next build is going to be Voyager, the Enterprise D, but it'll definitely be one or the other. Um, we'll have to wait and see. You can see I'm bringing that gray line all the way back because essentially what I'm just trying to give a sense of is a frame and structure to the ship. It doesn't look bad, but like I said, the outside is gonna, on these corners here, it's gonna change on the outside. So pretty much everything that we're doing along here on the outside is gonna be altered. Um, I don't know if it's in the next couple of videos, but it's definitely coming up. It should be soon. Now we're going to switch to the half slabs, try to blend this out a little bit, just going along the lip of the shuttle bay. All right. That looks pretty good. Like I said, I mean, you could leave it like this on the outside, and I don't think anyone would probably bat an eye at it. Um, but it just the outside on the sides here, we definitely have to bring that back because it's not right with the picture. But other than that, the shuttle bay is getting pretty close. We're not done with it. We still have some more stuff to do on the inside of it, but we pretty much, I could say we've got the skeletal structure up. Um, so, I mean, we're definitely we're getting there. Um, but anyway, I think that's going to wrap up episode 38. Definitely run out of time here. But I just want to thank you again for tuning in to today's episode. And if you haven't, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, helping me and supporting the channel. Can't tell you how much I appreciate that. And if there's anything I didn't go over enough in this video, if I wasn't specific, drop a comment below. I'm usually pretty responsive in the comments. And if there's any other ships that you want to see me do, drop a comment below. Um, Other than that, just one last thing. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for episode 39. Still a lot more to come, and you can always catch new episodes Monday through Saturday. So always be sure to check out for that. Only day I don't put out new episodes is on Sundays. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me, and I hope everybody has a great rest of their day, and I will catch you on the next video.